Hi, it is me, Sheet. Welcome to my video. So I thought I would do a little overview. Those who are interested about making their own 3D model and being able to move them with your own body. So tracking happens for me in VSeeFace. This kind of program on the settings when you download it from this website. You have basically add avatar option, and VSeeFace accepts like VRM files plus like VSF file, I think. But VRM0 is one I have been using for making this one. So I made this only inside Blender and then imported to VSeeFace. For Blender you can download like the add-on VRM via the Edit, Preferences, Get Extensions, and here you type the, also sorry about my pronunciation, VRM, and it should show up. If not, download it via the website. And yeah, then just import the zip file. My Blender version, by the way, is 4.2. If that information is useful. When you have the VRM extension, there is option to create the VRM model. And you can choose if it's 1.0 or 0.0. For me, it was 0.0. And I think I would suggest it because seems like based on the things I have read from the internet, 0.0 is still widely used. Let me set my avatar back to its original position. So, when you press create your VRM model, you have your mesh selected, then you press that one. It creates you this skeleton. So then your mesh has armature modifier and it can be controlled via the bones. Yay! And it needs to be humanoid for this file type to make it work. There is section for required bones. And it should autofill those ones, and then you have optional bones. I think it also fills those ones. But as you can see, I'm a ghost, I don't have hands. And my eyes are moved via the blend keys, so I don't even have the eye bones. By the way, if you are using VSeeFace, I would like take off the eye bones if you are not going to use them. I don't think VSeeFace is like reading the blend shapes if you have the eye bones on. So I'm moving my expressions, looking left, looking right, looking up via the blend shapes. So then I took the bones off from there. This is important, so let me close this one. You have your blend shape proxy. Here you put all of your like emotions on, and they need to be named specifically. I think this add-on does it for you automatically, but you can do them also by yourself. So put the name here. This one doesn't matter because you are going to select the proper name from here. If you want to make like something very specific, for example, I'm in love emotion, it's not here, but you can make your own and left it to unknown property, so it's not using these basic ones. So when you have your blend shapes, blend shape proxy. It's the add-on one, and then your model has its own shape keys. You connect your blend shape proxy to your shape keys, or other way around. You have your shape keys and you connect them to blend shape proxy. I have this neutral one. I have neutral eyes and neutral mouth in here. I press plus here, select my mesh and the shape key I want to use. Then what value I want it to have for me. The weight is 1, so it's on. You can preview them like this. Neutral eyes and neutral mouth for me are related to bases. So relative to bases, everything else is related to either neutral eyes or neutral mouth. That's how I did it. So if I want to make some changes to this mesh, I have to go to bases, enable this box, shape key edit mode, and then when I make changes, it translates to every single one since my neutral eyes are reading it because they are based on bases, and everything else is reading the neutral eyes. And basically my expressions are their own planes. Select and Shift H. Now we can see my expressions. They are these planes, each on their own, and then they are moving based on the shape keys. So if we look behind here, all the expressions are always there. They are just switching places. Right now I have neutral eyes, but if I want to blink, the blink panel is going to move from here to the visible position, and the neutral eyes are going to move backwards. Same with the mouth shapes. And for me, everything is binary because they are either on or they are off. If I put it to be anything else, let's see, you can see the planes changing, so that's not good. Is binary for me is the best one. And you can see that my smile is way too forward. So this is good demonstration. Smile. Shape key is here. I click it. I'm on the edit mode. And then I can move it backwards. Like this, making sure it's not clipping through the mesh. And sometimes these glitch out, but just put it on again. Now it's closer to the mesh and way better. If you don't want to use something I don't have look up at all, I have only look down, look right, look left. So I have set it to be the neutral pose, so to say. It might be possible to just leave it blank, but for me, I have done that one. Then let's go over some bone stuff. You have your spring bones. They are like these physics-based bones. Let me zoom this character. Okay, I can't too much. But as you can see, my cape is moving smoothly. It's all thanks to these bones. So here, spring bone groups. I think this would be easier to do in the Unity game engine, but if you must do this only inside Blender, like I had this obsession, I don't think you can do collider groups, at least I didn't figure out how. So don't ask me about those ones. I have these collections and you can name it however you want to. Helma is like Finnish word, it means the bottom side of the cape. And you can select like bones that belongs in there. Let me see the bone names. Data, names. I have Helma 1, which means that is affected by that collection. And here are the physics properties. The upper bones are in this collection and they are way more stiff than the bottom ones. And you, like I mentioned, I think you cannot see them working inside Blender. You have to like put this model to VSeeFace, look if it looks good and tweak stuff, put it back and forth if you are not using Unity. Then there is center bone. I'm not sure like how you are supposed to put that one. But for me, it's the neck bone. If we look this bone collection, these smaller bones are coming from the head bone. Head bone is parent for them. So when the head bone is moving, these small bones are moving. But the center bone needed for me to be the neck bone. So this, not the head, but the neck bone. For some reason, I don't think it's good to have center bone as a bone that your spring bones are connected to. And as I said, collider groups, no idea how they work inside Blender. I think that's all. Yeah, so everything is thanks to this VRM add-on, and it's the file format you need to put in VSeeFace for your face tracking. Yay. And how VSeeFace works, you just have to kind of try stuff. Movement smoothing, movement range, that kind of things depends a lot how you have set up your model. And there are so many settings you can change here. Expression detection is also something you can pick however you like it to be. This face tracking should be on. If I put it off, it won't track, surprisingly. So make sure it's on. You can even show your tracking points. Like these. That's all. So, yeah. That's how I did my model in Blender. And then imported it to VSeeFace. Also, hand-painted textures were thing. In Blender you can hand-paint stuff. Look up tutorials for that if you are interested. But I did download an add-on paint system. Taiwan Sunflower was like the channel that I discovered it from. You can look up that channel and there is a tutorial for using it. But inside Blender you have texture paint mode. For me, I press the tab button and it opens. And then you can paint stuff when you have added a group. If you are using that add-on. But not going to ramble anymore. Here is my character. And the materials, by the way, also are looking like this. I have texture atlases, so multiple textures in one like picture. So they are kind of like optimized because I used to have every expression in their own material slot. That's not good. So now they are like this. and then you UV unwrap stuff, and each one of these is like on their own slot. Okay, now I'm saying bye-bye and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.